With locations in West Bloomfield and Bloomfield Hills, there's plenty of fun to be had on the dance floor and a great workout as well. Joining us now is the owner of Fred Astaire Dance Studios, Evan Mountain, with us on the Megacast. Evan, thanks for being with us today.
Of course, Tyler. Thank you for having us on your program.
Appreciate having you on. Before we get into all the great things that people can get out of dancing, let's just talk a little bit about your studio. It's named the Fred Astaire Dance Studio, your name, famously not Fred Astaire, it's Evan Mountain. But tell us about Fred Astaire and who he was, what he contributed to dancing.
Of course. So those that don't know who Fred Astaire is, Mr. Astaire was a very famous actor and dancer and singer back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and up until the 50s. He was considered the most entertaining person and replicated. His dance routines were very, very different. I mean, and people today still go after and look at his dancing. And he is the person that started our franchise, Mr. Fred Astaire. And we follow his lead per se. Now, we focus on the quality of dance. We focus on the students that come in with us. He started the Fred Astaire Dance Studio franchise back in Manhattan in the 1940s. We're celebrating our 75th anniversary. And there are now 230 plus studios, Fred Astaire Dance Studios around the United States. So.
And Evan, from your side of things, how did you get involved with the Fred Astaire Dance Studio and with dancing in general? What brought you to it?
Well, I always enjoyed dancing. I was an athlete. I grew up in Southfield and I played different sports. I always enjoyed dancing though, but I didn't necessarily know how to partner dance. And so later in life, I started taking some partner dancing. My wife is the real ballroom dancer. She's from the Soviet Union. Ballroom danced over there. Where ballroom dancing over in the Soviet Union, Asia, Europe is a big sport. And so it was really her. I've always owned different businesses. And I told her at the time, I said, well, you don't need to work for somebody. We need to own a business and grow it that way. And so that's kind of how I got into it.
We're joined by Evan Mountain, the owner of Fred Astaire Dance Studio, joining us on today's edition of the Megacast. Locations in West Bloomfield as well as in Bloomfield Hills. More information can be found at fredastaire.com. That's FREDASTAIRE.com. fredastaire.com for more information. Have you seen in recent years, at least in the last couple of decades, or however long you've been involved with the studio, that there's been some sort of benefit for in terms of interest from different TV shows and other entertainment that we've seen, such as Dancing with the Stars, to gauge that interest and build that interest in dancing?
Well, absolutely, Tyler. We opened our studio 17 years ago, the first year that Dancing with the Stars started. And we've seen growth ever since. There's all kinds of different dance movies that have come out. And if you watch, you see some of the advertising, they're showing people dancing, and it's used a lot of different places. Matter of fact, this morning, I just got word that there's a new dance movie that's going to be shot this year using some of our wheelchair dancers. We teach a wheelchair dance program. So the interest, the desire, the growth of ballroom dance has gone on and on. Since the pandemic, we've just had a flood of people come into our studios wanting to dance because of all the benefits that dancing offers.
And so who is a typical dance student that you see come into your studio? So usually, a mix between 50-50 men and women. It's usually couples. What's your typical clientele?
Well, so the mix is actually 50%, maybe a little more than 50% single people. And when it's single, it could be a married person whose spouse or significant other doesn't want to dance. But usually a little over 50% of the people that come into our studio will want to learn how to dance. For the benefits, the social benefits, the physical benefits. We have couples that come in too. The other 50% are couples that come in. It could be somebody wanting to learn their wedding dance, their first dance for their wedding, or it could be couples that want to reconnect. Maybe they're empty nesters now and they want to reconnect through dancing, finding that is something they can do together. So, and we have age-wise, we have students as young as 8 years old. Now that's, not as many. Most of our students are usually in their 30s, 40s, and 50s and above that come in and dance.
And what about what do you say for those prospective students or people that may be interested in dance, but they have those stereotypical two left feet, or they're like me, they got one move, like I can shimmy a little bit, and that's about it. What do you say to students like that?
Well, you know what? Dancing is just something you have to learn the skill set and learn the fundamentals. Okay. Most of us had never learned how to social dance. And so it's like anything. If you want to learn a second language, if you want to learn to play a musical instrument, or if you want to do any kind of sport, you have to practice it and learn the basics of it. And that's generally what we do. People come in all the time, they've never danced, or they dance, but like you do, just doing a shimmy. So they come into our studio and we start to show them a little bit more of what to do and how to do it. We make it a very simple, fun way to learn. There's a process how we take a student who's just can shimmy to feeling very comfortable on the dance floor in a social dance. So.
More information can be found on their website. Shimmy on over to fredastaire.com. That is fredastaire.com for more information. Of course, again, their locations in West Bloomfield and in Bloomfield Hills. Where in these two different municipalities are you located?
Well, the Bloomfield Hills studio is on Franklin Road, just north of Square Lake, and that's the studio I'm in right now. We also have our studio in West Bloomfield that is at Walnut and Drake. And we've also opened up another studio in Oakland County in Clarkston. So that's on maybe near Sashabaw Road. And the plan is, so we have actually 4 studios in southeastern Michigan, the other one being in Ann Arbor. But the plan is to have 6 in Oakland County. The other locations we're looking at opening up would be Rochester, Novi, and over in Royal Oak, Closet area. So.
More information, again, can be found at fredastaire.com/Bloomfield Hills or fredastaire.com/West Bloomfield. And Evan, I understand you also I've seen some dancers in the background for those that are watching us on our TV or our streaming feed. For those on the radio, civiccentertv.com/Megacast to find this on demand and watch them. And it's interesting to see them take those classes and dance a little bit in the background.
Yes. So those are 2 of my instructors that have just arrived, champion dancers from the Philippines, and they're just demonstrating some dances. They're going to be performing Friday night here at our studio at our dance party. And so they're champion dancers from the Philippines, and they've competed all over Asia in one competition. So I thought, we'll have them. They're just doing their practice moves right now, working on some things for their Friday night performance. So.
More information can be found on fredastaire.com. Their locations in Bloomfield Hills, West Bloomfield, and now in Clarkston. fredastaire.com/West-Bloomfield or Bloomfield-Hills for more information, or give them a call at the West Bloomfield location, 248-562-7292, 248-562-7292. For more information. And there's other variety of different kinds of dance that you teach. Of course, ballroom dancing is a very general term, but there's plenty of different kinds of dance even beyond ballroom. What can they learn at the Fred Astaire studio?
So it is a little confusing for people to understand what is ballroom dancing. So ballroom dancing, basically, I explain to people, it's any types of social dancing. It's what you would see on Dancing with the Stars. So it can be swing dancing, it could be tangos, it can be salsa, it can be cha-chas and rumbas and foxtrots and on and on. There's probably about 20 different dance styles that we teach at our studios. So, and my instructors are all certified in order to teach all these different dance styles. So, and again, our system is set up so that it becomes very easy and fun for somebody to learn, even if they only know how to shimmy and maybe feel a little awkward on the dance floor.
We're joined by Evan Mountain, the Fred Astaire Dance Studios Michigan area developer and owner, joining us on today's edition of the Megacast. Evan, we'll give you a moment so you can move on over to the dancers. We'll see that a little bit closer. We know that you'd like to show us some of that in action as they're dancing there. And again, he mentioned they got their dance show coming up. You can find more information, fredastaire.com. Their locations in West Bloomfield, in Bloomfield Hills, and also in Clarkston. More information, once again, fredastaire.com. You can also call them, 248-562-7292, 248-562-7292 for more information. Of course, that phone number is their West Bloomfield location. Check online for more information on contacting directly their studios in your local area. Let's take a look at some of the dancers here from Fred Astaire Studio. Again, you can watch this online if you're listening on the radio at civiccentertv.com/megacast. Evan.
Yes. So they are not, we don't have music on because we didn't want to interrupt, but they're just performing. This is Jed and Rose, and they will be performing Friday night. Sorry, I'm kind of holding this. They're going to be performing Friday night at our studio. And if any of your viewers are interested in coming to see them perform, all they need to do is call our Bloomfield Hills studio at 248-454-1715 and just let them know that you'd like to come into our party. So, and see the performance and see how we teach at our studios. And that's this Friday evening, yes.
And of course, that dance performance, again, that phone number, it's going to be at the Bloomfield Hills location, 248-454-1715, as Evan said, 248-454-1715. Evan, any other lasting messages for people that may be interested in learning to dance or inquiring about dance lessons at Fred Astaire Dance Studios, or anything else fun you have coming up beyond, of course, this upcoming dance show?
Got all kinds of different activities that we do, dance parties and group lessons and things that we do all the time. But, you know, we started to talk about the benefits of dance, and physical benefit is one of the most obvious benefits somebody has, but it's the social benefits too, is also another big thing. You're connecting with people that you might not have known before in a very safe environment. And there's also cognitive benefits. They've shown that ballroom dancing is one of the best activities somebody can do to prevent or offset potential dementia and cognitive loss. So there's a lot of benefits people don't realize besides just the exercise and the physical part. So.
Yeah, plenty of benefits. You can get some of those benefits by going to fredastaire.com/Bloomfield-Hills, fredastaire.com/West-Bloomfield. And of course, their upcoming dance performance that we've seen the practicing behind Evan today, 248-454-1715. That is at their Bloomfield Hills location, 248-454-1715. Evan, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, Tyler, thank you for having us.